All right, guys. The first fight we have in the who wins category. We are doing Chris Daukaus versus Derrick Lewis. Awesome fight for heavyweights here. And Derrick Lewis just coming off that loss to Cyril Gane, where he landed about 6 strikes in the entire fight. And we've got Chris Daukaus coming off a win against Shamil. I don't want to say his last name because it's too long and I will get it wrong. But first off, Steve, first thoughts on the fight at least.
Yeah, well, I just want to say Chris Daukaus might have like some of the most momentum in the heavyweight division right now. Like you talk about guys like Tom Aspinall, but I feel like we're kind of forgetting about Chris Daukaus. And this is like his real true first test, in my opinion. I didn't know a whole bunch about Shamil to begin with. He's 41 years old. He had been sitting in that ranking for a while. It looks like he doesn't fight too often. But the Olynyk win, the Parker Porter win for Daukaus, they're not like great names. This is like really his first true test. And I'm super excited. Like we've obviously had him on our show before, like super nice guy. And he just quit his job and he's now like full into this, like full time. He's ready to go. He looked very lean in his last fight. Like he dropped about like 20, 30 pounds. He looked really good. But Derrick Lewis, man, that's always a tough name to draw. I don't care who you are.
Especially if he's got motivation now as well. You know he's hungry for the win. And getting a name like Derrick Lewis, if he does get a win, he's just come off a title eliminator. Or for the interim belt, as it were. Right. Silly, it was an interim title shot, but it was. You know, Derrick Lewis's last wins, you know, before that he'd beaten Blades, Olynyk, Latifi, and Ivanov. They are big names. And he's not just beating them, he's knocking them out. You know, the Alexei Olynyk one, where in the second round he just flatlined him, the uppercut to Curtis Blades, and we know what Curtis Blades can do, as he just beat Rosenstruik easily, to be honest.
I mean, that's it right there. This is kind of like a funny fight because when you look at the guys that Daukaus has fought, like they're not strikers per se, you know, like Shamil, Olynyk, like these guys like to go to the ground a lot. But like Lewis is not really like an elite striker necessarily. He's just that one-shot knockout power.
Yeah. Yes, it is going to be. I would actually argue that Daukaus has a lot better striking than Derrick Lewis.
I think so.
I've never seen Derrick Lewis throw a jab. He throws a switch kick, an overhand right, a straight right, and an uppercut. They're like the only moves he knows. Right. But they've got him to where the position is. He's had 2 title shots. So something's happening and something's working.
Oh, man. It's definitely, well, you look at Lewis, how many knockouts he's had in the UFC. He must be up there for most all time, right? Like
I think he is now, yeah.
He might be, yeah. So it's really just a matter of Daukaus. Can you stay away from him? How long can you stay away from him? Are you going to put him out? How often does Lewis actually go out? I mean, Gane just did it to him, but it's a tough fight. It's a tough fight. You have to go in very smart and calculated. Curtis Blades, great fighter. He got caught.
Yeah, and he did, especially going in for a takedown. So I think if Daukaus has a game plan to beat Derrick Lewis, there is a blueprint which DC showed. You can take him down, hold him down, and choke him. He will quit. He's not there. You know, he's there for money. At the end of the day, he's a prize fighter. He's not there for the belt, as he always says. But if Daukaus thinks he can hold him down, that's another matter. It took all of the strength of Olynyk in the world to hold him down. Yeah. Because I think on one of the Inside the Octagons once, Dan Hardy and John Gooden said literally, he just stands up with a grown man on his back. That's the defense for him. There's no guard retention, get back to your feet, use the cage, will walk, anything like that. It's just stand up. I'm so damn strong.
Literally, yeah, it's like the technicality, the fundamentals for Derrick Lewis, they're not really there. But Chris Daukaus, on the other hand, very patient, very good striker, very good boxer. He's picking his shots really well, and when he lands, he's knocking people out. But still, like when I look at the Olynyk fight, he survived. Like I think Olynyk had shot for like a couple takedowns. He survived that, and then at that point, Olynyk's just a walking body bag. Shamil didn't really do too much in that fight. It looked like Daukaus was pretty much in control the whole time and hit him with some unbelievable shots. So I don't know how much I really hold Daukaus. Like Lewis has been to the top before. Yeah. Is Daukaus ready for that next step? I think he is. I do believe he is.
Yeah, I think as well. I could be wrong here, but I think it's a main event. So will be 5 rounds. So in that sense, I'm actually siding with Daukaus a little bit. I think the hunger that, as you say, when you had him on, He'll show that he is now full-time. He's taking it deadly seriously. He would not have accepted this if he did not think he could beat Derrick Lewis. It's a massive jump from non-ranked or top, the 10, the gateway, to fighting arguably the second best, third best guy in the division comfortably. It's a real test, and he could do Volkov and outpoint him for 3-4 rounds, go to the fifth, and then get sparked by one shot if he gets lazy. That's what Derrick can do. He doesn't need the gas tank for one punch. So I'm actually going Daukaus on this. I think he's going to be a massive underdog.
I would be curious to see what the line is on that. And I think that's a good point too, is at any given point throughout a 5-round or 3-round fight, if you don't put Lewis out, he can put you out even with 1 second left on the clock. It does not matter. So it's like a balance of, you don't want to be too aggressive, because if you go in, you're going to get hit, but you have to keep your distance for such a long time that it's difficult to do that. But with that being said, yeah, I think Daukaus does take this one, taking it more seriously. He's in this full time now. He shed the poundage, so he's going to be lighter on his feet. He's going to be quicker, so he can stay away from Lewis if he needs to. We haven't really seen his ground game just yet, but he's working on it. He's a cop. He's an ex-cop. He must have some tricks in the bag there, right? So I think he's going to get this one done. If he comes in as a plus underdog, I'll be betting on him for sure.
Yeah, I will as well. Awesome. We got 2 guys here for Chris Daukaus.
Love it.